Hello, my name is Sarah O'Donoghue, and I work here at Community Living Toronto in the Specialized Services Department as Manager of Clinical Supports. I graduated from the 3-year Behavioral Science Technology program at George Brown in 2015, and have found an extremely rewarding career here at CLTO. When I started in July of 2015, I was a part-time support worker too in a specialized resource home for 3 adults with autism. It was such an eye-opening experience for me, as I had never before worked with individuals with any type of developmental or neurological disorders. In this environment, we work within a biopsychosocial model of supports through a behavior analytic framework. Our staff assists the residents across all domains of daily living with a constant lean on behavior analytic tools to help increase the quality of their lives. There are many challenges faced, such as high rates of aggression, self-injurious behaviors, and property destruction, but with consistent responding from staff who have an understanding of the broader objectives that take time and patience. We use data to inform all decision-making, and yes, you will see clickers, motivators, conduct preference assessments, and implement many programs along the way to greater autonomy for our residents. In the next few clips, I'm going to introduce you to members of our team who will tell you about their experiences working in these homes. But first, I would like to explain what each of the positions are that you will see. This pathway I'm showing you is the same one I took on my journey to my current position. The part-time SW2 position is a staff member who works all their shifts directly with the individuals we support. When you become a full-time SW2, you will have a caseload, which means you oversee everything connected to one individual, such as their finances, doctor appointments, personal effects, communication with families, and of course, data summary and program training. The SRH homes have one SW3 position per home, and that staff member typically works 3 shifts per week on the floor and 2 shifts per week completing administrative tasks. They work closely with the behavior services consultant and program supervisor to complete various tasks, both behavioral and program related. There's also a lot of staff training to be conducted in this role. The program supervisor oversees the program needs such as scheduling, pay, house maintenance, licensing requirements, and works closely with the behavior services consultant. The behavior services consultant meets regularly with the clinical supervisor to review behavioral programming, staff training requirements, and any functional analyses or assessments that need to be conducted. So now I would like to introduce you to some members of our team.
My experience with working at Community Living Toronto has been an absolute whirlwind, but in kind of the best way. I've gotten the chance to work with so many different individuals on so many different support levels with so many different needs. I've gotten the opportunity to do many different trainings, all within, you know, on different levels, and been able to learn so many different things and gain so much more knowledge, which has been really excellent coming out of school. I've also had the opportunity to work with so many different professionals within and outside of my profession, within ABA and outside of ABA, and worked on interdisciplinary teams, and it's just been really excellent. It's been a whirlwind.
My experience at Community Living Toronto has been a positive one. I have learned many things about ABA programs that we use with the clients.
Wow, it's been good. It's been refreshing, gratifying, challenging. It's been fun. And I'll just expound a little bit more on these. It's refreshing in that I'm working with like-minded individuals to bring about change and get positive results to impact lives. Gratifying that I can be part of someone's world, teaching them to be independent and helping them to make their dreams a reality. And fun because while I'm helping others to be active in their community, I find that I'm also being active. I'm discovering new places, new things, forming new bonds with people, co-workers as well. And before you know it, it's like a second family. So it's been a really good experience.
So working with Community Living Toronto has been incredibly positive. So I really enjoyed the team that I work with. Now, obviously, there will be several situations that would be difficult, but because I have the strength of the team that I work with and knowing that I have their support, it actually makes my job working with these kids that much more enjoyable.
My experience working in a community living based program has been really fun to experience. So I'm able to be a primary support worker for one of the residents at the home. So that means that I'm in charge of his finances, data collection, inputting, reaching out to family, reaching out to his healthcare providers. So it's really nice to kind of be involved in a huge team and see a difference that we make on a day-to-day basis with the residents within the homes. And then we also get to expand a lot using our ABA training with just day-to-day activities like daily hygiene or daily activities of living. So it's nice to be able to be so involved in the residents' lives.
Coming from being a placement student to being a part-time staff at the same home it had challenges in itself, especially with the individuals we work with, having to get used to me in a different role and me having a lot more responsibilities even with them. So it was really interesting to see the dynamic and having to pair with the residents we work with in a different level at the beginning, as opposed to coming in fresh and starting with that foundation. Overall, it's been a really good experience in learning and building the skills that I've was taught in school, and putting them into practice and working on furthering my knowledge in the field as well.
It's exciting and fulfilling because no 2 days are the same. Every single day is different. It's like an adventure every day. I learn something new and valuable from the individuals I support on a daily basis. The ABA we learned in school is applied in the program I work at, and I'm fortunate enough to utilize the skills that we were trained here in the residence.
Overall, it's just been a really positive experience. And again, like just having that support, not just in the team, but also just from senior management, because sometimes that's something that there's sometimes a little bit of a disconnect, but I've always found like there's support, there's great communication from top down, and that there's always room for growth. And for me, that's such a big reinforcer. So yeah, that's my experience at community living.
Okay, my advice to you is to always take care of yourself. This position is very rewarding, but it's also challenging. So make sure you always eat well, rest well, and do exercise. And the second advice, it's always run programs with the clients at all times. This is very important.
So my advice to the graduating students is to try something new and step out of your comfort zone. My previous placements with school was with younger school age children, and now I'm working with adults and I'm having a great time and loving it.
So I would like to advise every single one of you to realize that you should never be able to be afraid about reaching out to anyone, to any of your old instructors or any advisors in terms of being able to reach out to get your goals. Because all it takes is one catalyst in order to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve in terms of your career or other goals in mind. In my case, my catalyst was just being able to reach out to one of my old instructors, and it allowed me to be in a very nice position as I am right now.
Advice I'd like to give to graduates would be to seek out feedback. Sometimes it can be really challenging to seek out that feedback, but it is extremely valuable, and you should look for it whenever you can.
Not every place you work is the same as the books and the tools we learn in the classroom. So coming from school-based, where there's a lot of different ABA and settings that we talk about, group home and community living Toronto are a different kind of place to work, but it's an incredible place where you get to put your ABA skills into practice, but you're also learning how to take on a lot more interdisciplinary teamwork and collaborating with other professionals and learning how to advocate a lot more within the community, and you're building skills that go further than just ABA as well.
Have goals, because especially in your career, you definitely want to have goal and you want to have something to look towards, but just assessing what those goals are. So I know, just looking back at my reflection of when I graduated, I kind of, I was like, okay, I have the science, I'm equipped for the world, I'm going to conquer it with ABA. But sometimes that's just a very big goal, and I was working towards it, I was doing things towards it, but I guess I didn't have smaller goals, or I wasn't celebrating those small successes. And there was times where I kind of felt I wasn't really achieving my goals, or I wasn't getting to where I was going. But looking back, I was doing things. They maybe just weren't as big and noticeable. So in terms of advice, setting maybe more attainable goals, or having your grand goal and setting steps for yourself so that you can see that progress and you can celebrate those small successes.
Yes. In George Brown, we were trained and exposed to work with a younger population. What we often forget is that these clients mature and grow up. What I'm saying is, don't be scared to try something new and expand your wings. Adults with developmental disabilities also need us. They need our support. So please consider working with the adult population. They're amazing.
Yes, be open-minded. So in my year, a lot of my classmates wanted to do IBI only. I was also interested in IBI only, but I decided to try another setting, and I fell in love with it. Bringing ABA to group home setting is wonderful. You're basically teaching individuals how to live, helping them enjoy life. You increase their quality of life like 1,000 times over, and there's nothing more satisfying. So don't limit yourself to one field or one idea. Just be open-minded.
So as you can see, we have an incredible, dynamic, and passionate team. If you would like to become a member of our team, please go to the Community Living Toronto website and click on our careers page, where you will then scroll down to our specialized resource homes treatment section, under which you will find job postings for both our employee in training and support worker 2 roles. So apply today. We look forward to hearing from you.